Greetings and welcome back to smartwatchtics.com. Got a fun watch. It's a sports smartwatch from ROGBID. You're about to find out that this is called the Tank M5 Ultra. It's in a little slip sleeve here when you get inside. Great presentation. Nice for a present. Look at this. You got the actual watch hidden behind a little cover. And when you pull this off, releases the whole watch that's sitting inside of a nice little spongy material here. And when you lift that up, you get into everything else inside. There's a cover that says charge for 15 minutes and pair the downloaded app. So it's good advice. Actually, I'd recommend overnight if you can. You want to bring that power level up to the top so it calibrates the display. It's showing you how much power left there is. But if you can only wait 15 minutes, at least charge it for that. The watch itself is amazing. It's huge. It's 1.85 inches. Now, we've seen watches below 1.5. That's like 1.43 is standard. And on a guy's wrist, it's about average, a little bit small, and we've seen them as big as 2 inches, which is, well, I don't know. Maybe The Rock could wear that one. It would look the right size. This comes in at a really, really good size. Let me tell you about it before we get more deep into it. It's the ROGBID, like I said, Tank M5 Ultra. It is available right now, about $60, and we should have some coupon discounts for you to get the price down even more. It's really, really well designed. You'll see there's a lot of stuff inside there. In terms of specs, best I could find now on it is it's using the BLE 5.2 standard with Bluetooth calling. You've got a 750 milliamp hour battery. Now that's important because you're going to find this is not an AMOLED screen on here. Oh, I know. It'd be perfect if it was. But the IPS screen, backlit, will still last a really long time with that big of a battery. So it's not really an issue. You got magnetic charging, an IP68 waterproof rating. Screen size, again, 1.85 inches, huge, and comes with not just one but 2 bands. And I want to show you those. We'll dive deeper into the box. You've got the rubberized band on it. You saw that one. And it's really, really well designed. Got contours and features and highlights. And the body of the watch itself is really cool. It actually says sports etched in the metal. Solid metal. Yep. You got a speaker over here, I believe. Microphone on this side. 2 charging pins. And the diodes in the back. In addition, it comes with this really nice professional metal band. Yeah. And a special tool that you can use to pop out the extra links if you need to size it for yourself, and your insert pins for holding these things on. And they're the quick release style, you see. So they've covered you every which way on making a 2-band watch. You got a user's manual, a screen protector here, and a 2-pin charging connector. Looks like this. Wide pins on this one. And it's not strong enough to hold the watch because, guys, this watch is really, it's heavy. It's humongous. The battery in here, the solid steel case, metal case, I'm not sure steel. And, yeah, waterproof. It's a bit of a heavy watch, but it's really, really great. Last thing we'll do, take a quick look at the smartwatch user's manual. Usually English is the first one. It looks like it here, and it's going to go across. So it's using the FitCloud Pro app. There are better apps out there, gotta admit it, but it does get the job done in a basic kind of way. We'll show you that. You have a variety of different watch faces that come with it, and you can download some from the store, but sadly only one at a time. And they got some okay watch faces, but the stock faces, other than that funky little one, these are really great. I got to show you each of those. I really like the watch faces on here. Did I mention, well, I will in a second. I just thought about it. There's the last little bit about information from the manual and some more. Did I mention, I don't think I did, that this watch, unlike pretty much any watch out there, has nope, it's not a top-facing camera, guys. It's a flashlight. And it's in the correct place. You'll see that in just a minute. Let's clear everything out and turn it on. Simple press on the top button and hold it will bring it alive, and this is going to start out with the main stock watch face on here, and it's a killer. Never seen anything like this one. First you're greeted with hello and a vibration, and now you've got this wild analog screen that's got these floating digits rotating around in color. You can set the screen time out from like 5 to 30 seconds. I'm at 15 seconds right now, and there it goes off. You can have the twist your wrist to see the time, light it back up again if you want to activate that. Really, really cool. When you slide down now, you get these different controls. This is your overall brightness control. When you pop it up there, you got like 800 nits, I believe. Really nice and bright outside. Again, not AMOLED screen, IPS, but huge battery to counter the fact that the IPS screens eat a lot more power, especially when they're on. There's your overall settings. This is to shake the water out of this waterproof watch. If it gets in the speaker, it'll make a bit of a sound, and sounds like a didgeridoo. You hear that? Coming out of here. Yo. I guess you could meditate with that or do something. Anyway, fun little thing. Information about the watch. The M5 Ultra is its overall name as you're looking for it. You got the flashlight. Now, let's talk about this. I've programmed this button, which is programmable for a variety of different ways, so I can turn it on and off just simply by a press. Or you can swipe down and activate it here if you want to use these buttons for something different. Oh, it's timing out on me. So let's look at it. It's right here at the top. Wow, there you go. It is a super bright LED flashlight, and I mean it's a real honest-to-goodness flashlight. You can find your way in the dark. It's not too focused a beam, and it's not too broad a beam. It's pretty much just right if you want to walk along a path and find your way, or look for your car keyhole to stick the keys in. And of course, it's independent from the watch itself. It'll continue working, and you can just toggle it on and off, either from there, or like I said, right now I've got it programmed in this button as well. Very flexible, this particular watch. This is Bluetooth calling. When we have that on, and you definitely want to do call audio, and this is where you need to switch on the media audio if you want to be able to stream music or podcasts or whatever you got on your phone over here. Remember to do that. If you don't turn that one on, you're going to be you'll have your phone calls, but you'll wonder, why can't I get my music? It's hidden in there. Do not disturb. This is a vibration for intensity and the modes for when phone calls and things come in. And that's everything you see in here. Your time and your connection info and your battery level are there as well. Now, when we go this way, you get into all these different things. Look at the edge-to-edge quality of this screen. It really literally is edge-to-edge. There's our step count, distance traveled, calories burned, and you can swipe down and see other information. There's today and the 7 days of step data and your average steps. So full information on all of that. Heart rate pops in here. It immediately starts working with the green diodes in the watch. There's only green in this one. You see it right there just lighting up. And of course, it'll go through, give you a heart rate, your high and your low, and it's doing instantaneous ones as well as a continuous range of heart rate every hour. So if you're working out in a particular hour, you may see a broader range, and if you're sleeping, it's going to be a little bit less. But there you go, that's the size of the digits, and it'll keep going, and it'll vibrate, and it'll hold that particular number as your current value. It tells you what zone you're in when you look at this area here. So if you're really working out and just want to see what your color, it'll be right there. Now, you go over here, you got last night's sleep time information. Big, bold letters and animated graphics. Your last 7 days sleep data is there. And your average sleep time is showing up there. Weather in your area is shown. No forecast in here, but on the watch, you're basically getting the temperature, date, and weather conditions. Now, here's the music player. This is where we usually test the speaker. Here's some phone music streaming to the watch. Sounds like this. Nice and loud. Good, rich volume, depth. You can mute it simply by touching it. Works really well, and of course it'll be like this for Bluetooth phone calls as well. So after the music, you get into your walking, running, and hiking. That's typically what's programmed on the button here. You got a variety of different things that you can, activities that you can do, and each of these give you different information. And of course, the results can sync over to the phone, and you can have all your info there. And then you go in here, you see all of the things that are available. I currently have them all turned on. You can turn some of them off if you want to. You can rearrange the order, and that's it. But you can't loop around. That's unfortunate. I like that when it kind of goes all the way around. So what happens when you slide this way? Well, you get into your app drawer. That's the same thing as, let's come back here, if I were to push that button. So you can get into your apps, either a button push or a swipe. When you're in here now, you see they're in list mode. I can double tap here and change the overall mode like this. It'll tell you what it is. Double tap again. Now you're in a circular one, and it's vibrating every time it goes around. Tap again. Now this one is wild. Look at that. This is a rotating cube, and you have control over it. Now, this is not all of your apps. These are all the little cards we went through. Whichever ones you have turned on, you can tap on any of them and instantly go there, like that. That's this one. Now, if I double tap again, I get the same cards, but now they're in a 3D circular effect that you can twirl around. And double tap, we're now into a 3x matrix, and one more time, we're back to the list. So that's kind of cool, especially the 3D graphics that they've got set up for it. In your app drawer now, we break it down. You got telephone, contacts, and call records, all related to Bluetooth calling. You pair it to your phone for making and receiving those calls, and they're just like what you hear on the music player demo. We've got a voice assistant. Your Siri or Google will program in there and speak back to you from the watch when you talk into it, as long as you're tethered to the phone. Your workouts we saw, and your workout records now look like this. So I've got one here. It was about 10 minutes worth of walking around, steps, calories, heart rate, those kind of things are shown. There's more information in the app, but you get this basic information here on the watch. Then you got heart rate, we saw that, sleep, blood pressure. Now that wasn't one of the items we could circle around, but here you go. You've got your last 7 recordings of blood pressure, your average, your normal range shown in here, and it's actually working on it. I guess you have to hit the refresh button, and it'll, again, use the green diodes and come up with your blood pressure right there. This pressure now is a different pressure. This is stress. Heart rate variability goes into figuring that thing out. And it's a chart that looks like this. There it is. It's going to do a 60-second test. Why so long? It takes about 110 actual heartbeats to have enough data in the variability between the beats to compute what your HRV is. And it's on a scale of 0 to 100. And I'm coming in at these ratios in the normal and relaxed modes. In this case, the number for the heart rate variability, the lower it is, the more relaxed you are. In essence, in general, usually a higher heart rate variability indicates a better health, but not related to relaxation. Bit complicated, but nonetheless, you got your heart rate variability stress levels shown here. Messages sent from your phone. By the way, you get to that from swiping up when you're back at the screen, if I didn't show you. Your overall weather, we saw that, and it's not showing you any more in the app. Ladies, you've got your cycle information. If you've got that program set up and paired to your phone, it'll show you where you are there. There's a little breath training thing where you can do a 1 or 2 minute. For me, it's too fast. I can breathe nice and long and slow, and you don't have an adjustment on it. But it's good if you want to just like focus on your breath. You got a built-in stopwatch on this one, and you are stuck. You can't bail out of it. If you come back into it, it remembers where you were, but you can't leave it and have it run in the background. You got a countdown timers, alarm clocks you can set. It has NFC in this, so you can actually exchange business card information with others. Okay, you've got WeChat, QQ, Facebook, all of these different systems are supported. Calendars built in here, and you can go into the monthly display and change your months, all of those things. Then you got the ability to actually set the time and date. If you don't want to pair it with a watch, you can still use it and derive by manually setting everything. Little calculator, some nice decent sized digits, and good results. That's in this one as well. Basic find your phone, and then settings. Settings has got your menu. Styles, we are looking at the list style, and we went through all of them before. There's transition animation, which is how it appears when it moves from screen to screen. Translation, zoom, arc rotation, edge flipping, all just fancy stuff to show you on the watch when it's moving around. In display, you can switch your watch faces. That's stock. This is another great one. Look at this. Really nice 3D type detail in it, because you can also always change by pressing and holding too. Here's another stock one. I mentioned at the beginning, I do want to slow down and show you guys the stock faces, because they put a lot of time and energy into these. One more? Sure. I got time. You got time? I hope so. There we go. Nice analog one with lots of detail. Notice I'm at 90%. I believe it shows it in 10% increments. I've had this like 3 days on, and that's all the more it's gone down. It's really, really cool. Very, very good battery life on this thing, as it should be with 750 milliamp hour. That's that kind of orange and gray one. And then this is one of the faces I decided to download from the app. Notice that quality edge-to-edge screen, and it's got really good deep resolution. I particularly like this one because I have both the digital and analog time. Nice color hues, goes really well with the straps. You want to see the other straps? All right, we'll do that. There, how's that? Now, of course, I got to take some links out. It's a little bit big on my arm, but look how nice the metal integrates together with the body of the watch. It's really, really sweet. That was fun. All right, now back to where we were in here, in display. We were right here. You got the brightness control. You saw that already. Screen time, like I mentioned, you can go from 5 to 30 seconds if you want to. And it'll tell you you're going to use more battery the longer the time. And then the raise the wrist to see the time is from as little as 2 to 6 seconds. And I tend to have them set pretty much all the way up because the battery lasts a long time. Which is pretty cool. Battery itself, you have the percentage, and you can actually go into a battery savings mode and get up to 80 days or something insane for the life of the watch, if all you basically are going to do is use it for a watch. Vibration and ring, your languages are supported. These are the ones that come stock on the watch itself. European ones, Asian ones. Okay. And the QR code for pairing, downloading the app, and all that. And this is where you can program this key to be one of two different things. Simple press will do the first one, and a long press will switch you to the other one. Now I have it set at workout, but if I wanted to, I could come down in here, and a lot of people will pick voice assistant. So you could pick anything. Timers, telephones. There's the flashlight again, which we've already taken. So it's a subset of the ones that are available, or you can turn it off if you don't want to use it at all. I could select menu, for example, and now a long press on this button will take you into your apps. But of course, we can get into those so many different ways, that way or that way. Kind of a waste to program the button for that, but you can put anything you want to on there. You can set the password on this watch, especially since you might be using NFC to access your social media accounts, and then your overall system. We saw the system info, shutdown, restart, reset, and you get to that also by long press on this button. What this does, this is a twirly button, so you can move through your things this way. We've played with this one before, the flashlight on and off and so forth. And this one just toggles between all of your apps and the main screen. Double tap doesn't do anything. Long press doesn't do anything on this one, I think. Oh no, okay, it brings up your Siri a voice assistant, which you could also program the long press on that if you want, but you've already got it there. So you got to play with these for a while to get used to it. And when you swipe this way, we got all of our apps. And like I said, if I swipe up, you'll have messages sent from your phone if you have any waiting for you. Now let's move over to the app. Here's a Google Play Store description of FitCloud Pro. Notice something different? Oh, the thumbnail's still the same. The name is still the same, but I tell you, AI is oozing into everything like mud between your toes when you're standing in quicksand. Now, FitCloud Pro already has been seeded with frequently asked questions that'll go off to their AI. Yeah, everywhere. You can't even just do it anyway. AI is now supported in the Google Play Store when you're looking for a specific app. Here we are. We open it up. And it's already been loaded and updated and whatnot. It just switched over to it. But once you get it all hooked up and logged in and connected to the phone and the watch, you'll be in this home screen. Basic stuff. You've got your step count broken down by hour and some summary information here. And you can look at it by week or by month as well. Then you get into all of these things. There's your last night's sleep and all of these different measurements. When you go in here, you get a very basic chart. Does not cover REM sleep. That's one drawback of this app, that you only have deep light and awake, basically. And they're showing up in shades of gray straight across from midnight 48 to 7:18 in the morning. When you tap on any one of them, you can basically get the time zone in there and then refer to the color code to tell you what it was. I believe that's light sleep. I don't see any bright white ones. But you have basic sleep information on here. You get down here now, you're into heart rate, stress, blood pressure, and blood oxygen, all of which you can activate with a health measurement, wearing the watch for about 2 minutes. It'll go through and do all of these. But you can jump into any of them, and it's separated by day. You come into the current day, it'll show you from there until now what your overall heart rate looks like, and at any specific time, what that particular value was. You got that for every different day, and I've had it on for a while, like I said, and I've got different days here, all, from waking up, getting up, I guess, until going to bed or the end of the day. Oh, you know what? I can slide it. Can I? No? Okay, I'm not sure why. I guess it's starting when it senses I'm waking up. I thought it went from midnight to midnight. Well, that's educational. That one starts at midnight, goes to 17:45. Well, there you go for heart rate. Let's look at the others. We've got stress. Now, that's that 8 heart rate variability I was talking about. That's my previous reading. Here we go from midnight to current time, and I'm vacillating in the low range, which is good because that means relaxed. Here's another one, again, from these time windows here. I've been wearing the watch all the time, so I'm not sure why it's picking this particular time frame out. But there we go. And again, you can't expand it, but you can get the value at any particular time by just simply touching it. Now, after stress, blood pressure, here it's showing systolic and diastolic. While I'm asleep, it's pretty unchanged over time, but then when you're active, you get a kind of a range. And you get both readings when you touch it, and we're looking at exactly the same time frame information on all of these. And finally, blood oxygen, which, by the way, when you started, I was going to show you the back of the phone. It's on the watch. It's using, it's using the green diode technology, not the red. So double check the accuracy of all of these measurements, but especially blood oxygen, because usually red diode technology is more accurate, red and infrared in the watches. But I've got the overall 24/7 reading here as well, more or less 24/7, or whatever time it chooses to start till whenever it ends, but roughly the whole day is all displayed here, and some descriptive information about it as well. Is that it? That's it. That's all here on the home screen. Then device tells you you're connected to the M5. You can disconnect it there. You can set up business cards for all of these things for NFC. Your overall push notifications for any of the apps on your phone that you want to push to the messages section on your watch can be done there. You can activate you can turn on the activity reminder or the drink water reminder. You got the dial library, and this is where I was going to show you some of the different dials that come with it. They're not like some of the other apps. Like I say, this is really basic. It needs some improvements in my book. A lot of them are broken into pointer type and digital type and artistic type. These are all lumped together. But there are some creative ones and some bland ones in here. It's all up to you which one watch face you'd like to add to your watch at a time. Now, the good news is, the first time you touch one of these, it'll download it to the phone, and then it'll appear in the My Dial section. And so you can jump between your favorites simply by wearing the watch, tapping on it, and it'll transfer that face pretty quickly over to the watch. But that's the watch face you're wearing that day until you change it out with something else. So that's Dial Library, Sport Push. These are all the different sporting activities in all kinds of different categories. And any of these you can select to move to the watch and then do skiing as your activity or whatever it is that you're wanting to get into. Weather reports, on or off, raise, wake, on or off. And again, you can toggle that from the watch itself. You can get an elevated heart rate monitoring, and you can set it up for monitoring. I did 0 to 0, and it didn't do it. It didn't activate it. So I made it from midnight to 1 minute before midnight, and now it's working. So the first few days I didn't capture always on continuous 24-hour data. Make sure you bracket yourself if you want it fully. Do that, and you'll be okay. You can find your watch with this one. It's vibrating and it's making noise. Okay. Watch preference, left or right. You can do your follow the system on your phone or set your 12 or 24 hour. And the same things are here that we've seen before. And finally, women's health. You set up your calendar and turn this whole thing on, put in your period information, and it will track all of that. Sorry. That's my display brightness. Every time I touch it, I have to explain because some of you guys haven't seen it. It's an app that's no longer in the Google Play Store anymore. I put it on my Android phones and watches and whatever, and it's really, really great. I do have a copy of it in the resource guides. So check in the show notes, scroll down to the bottom, go over there. I got a bunch of fun apps that I work with on watches, but some of them really work well on phones too, and I absolutely love to be able to adjust my brightness so easy this way. Don't know why they discontinued it, but anyway, there it is, and I accidentally touched it. You've got your exercise goals you can put in here. We've seen that before. You can set your units to metric or imperial. And you can tie this into Google Fit, Health Connect, or We Run. Health Connect's kind of a new one, and if you connect that in, then the data will transfer over to Health Connect for you. FAQs, suggestions, settings, and everything else in here. And that, guys, is the app. So what about this one? For the money, it's pretty decent. It's really a solid build. It's got a really pleasant size, the 1.85 inches. Not way too big and not really too teeny. It fits a nice little niche right in the middle. The metal band comes with it. You got the rubberized TPU type band as well. Edge-to-edge screen, lots of brightness. Beefy 750 milliamp hour battery in this one. The twirly knob does not change watch faces, which is great. A lot of people complain about that. But if you're in your your apps or something, it does invoke the twirling characteristic. So that's a nice feature. I like that it's stable when it's on the watch face. And most of all, you've got this incredible little flashlight in here that shines just the right direction. Notice how my arm is. If it's shining out the side, I have to put my arm out like this. But it's right here where you'd naturally be walking along that you can illuminate things. So for everything that the watch does, its good size and battery, having that LED flashlight is a real addition that you just don't find on very many watches anywhere. So I'd recommend it. It's the ROGBID Tank M5 Ultra. Available right now. I hope, coupon discounts for you in the show notes. So definitely check there. Click the link that we've got in there for you to take you over to the store to pick it up and enjoy the heck out of it. It's a lot of fun. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.